coming around the corner here. Okay, now this is very essential if you want to get the most out of your Monarch 10EE super hot rod machine. I hadn't looked at eBay for a while, and I looked last night, and I just couldn't believe the prices of really old double E's. It's just absolutely incredible. If an old round dial machine's worth $33,000, my manufacturing lathe over there has got to at least be worth $23,000, huh? I don't know, it's a funny thing. But anyway, this is the tool and cutter grinder here. And what I do is I sharpen the tools on it. And how I hold the outside turning tools is, this is a 5C collet adapter in this old Cincinnati tool and cutter grinder head. Got a hand wheel back here where the 50 taper is. The collet is collet adapter is pushed into like a Brown and Sharp 12 or something taper, but anyway, it's converted to 5C. And I had this small vise. I don't know what it's from. I found it on eBay years and years ago, and I put this little thing on it here, 1 inch. I got a 1 inch collet in there. I can stick it in there, tighten it, okay? Swing it over here. Take this old Moore and Wright square, see, square it up. Then I can set the dial ring back here for at 0 degrees. Okay, then see I can swing this clear around and present it to the diamond grinding wheel back there. Okay, see that? And I can also go from the side, crank the table on over there. So what I can do, this is a finishing tool here. This is a Micro 100 brand, half-inch shank. It's a general purpose carbide. And this is a carbide tool that I've ground to do high precision machining on hard metal, like pre-hard 4140. And one of the things I did, I gave it a little bit more steeper of an angle. Then I gave it 2 more degrees back and about 1.5 degrees side additional. And I did that, see, I could put it in here, grind those faces, set it up with a square, tilt it, see, tilt, tilt, tilt. Okay. So I can grind all sides of this tool. I can grind that side, I can grind this side, I can grind the top. Okay. So when I use the tool, and it gets dull very quickly, I grind it from the front to resharpen it. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm talking about here is how you're going to do this. You can buy inserts. This isn't one, but carbide inserts for high finish work. And don't forget the spindle deflection I showed you on the 10EE. You got to remember that spindle deflection. And what I'm showing you with this tools is how to cut something accurately when it's just supported only by the chuck. No tailstock support. You saw the deflection. Go back and look at that. You can see there's some things that work in our favor there I can get into later. But anyway, I can grind all sides of this tool, right? And the radius, because of that deflection, we have to minimize the depth of cut. Okay, because the more depth of cut, the more it's going to push that part over and make it bigger on the end. Okay, so we want to eliminate that, or work against it by having a very sharp tool with a very tiny nose radius. Very small nose radius, very sharp tool, and a very fine feed, and a very high speed on hard materials, okay? So this is how I sharpen the tools. And I want to tell you right now, if you're sharpening a tool like this, do not use a green wheel, because green wheels fracture the carbide. And if you're using a green wheel, I think you could probably, I don't know if you could see it with, this is one of those little SPI magnifiers, but this is kind of handy for the doing the radius on the tool, on the nose. Now, the radius on the nose is only going to be about 5 thousandths. And I'll get into how to create that 5 thousandths a little bit later, but I do it by hand, okay? Now, that's the outside tool. Now, you can, excuse me, there's a lot of smoke in the air still here from the fires. Now, you can buy inserts, high shear carbide inserts is what you need for that minimal depth of cut. And the most minimal depth of cut I'd make on like pre-hard 4140 is 1 1/2 thousandths depth. That removes 3 thousandths from the out, you know, the whole diameter. So that, don't try this on yourself, get a 9-inch. So yeah, you can go carbide inserts, but I guarantee you high shear carbide inserts are a specialty, and they cost a fortune. If you can afford it, do it. But one of the drawbacks is if you're switching between different hardened materials, it could be hard titanium, you know, the tool steels, and all those things, cast steels, those are tough and stuff. You'll be varying the angles a little bit to contend, you know, in the depth of cut, so you can get a good finish. You know, if you don't get a good finish, you're not accurate. And what we're after is we're after a finish that looks like the part's been on a grinder. And we can get that with the good machines. We're not talking about old round dial junk. We're talking about the hot rod over here and machines like it, newer ones. You're in advanced class now. I'm just kidding. But I think, you know, I think there's things that I'll show that that anybody can use and get a little bit more accuracy out of whatever machine they have. Maybe some of these things won't work because they don't have the spindle speed. Okay, now I've referred a time or two to the Ramacron boring head instruction manual, and boring and turning is the same to me, and it follows this outline. They did not invent this. I can talk about where what I'm showing you originated at another time, when I'm just pushing things around, I guess, huh? Okay, now I can take this out, right? Let's take this out. Give her a smack. There we go. Pull that out. Now I can stick this one of those Starrett V blocks, and this is a typical thing to do with a multi V block. So you can stick that in there. Okay, then you know, set it up with the scale in wherever that went, the old